Alright, this is another question related to the combined transformation. So let's have a look on this question. Okay, the question says ABCD is an image of WXYZ under combined transformation of U and V. So basically, you will see ABCD is this object, and then the question says this object basically is an image. So you say ABCD is an image of this one. Okay, WXYZ means the big one. Under two transformation, which is they call it combined transformation, U and V. So if you have U and V, you have to understand you're going to perform the transformation V first, then only U. So in this case, this question is a little bit tricky because first you have the object which is so big here, and then you're going to make it smaller, and then after you make it smaller already, it's actually going to reflect to the other side. Okay, so this is how the transformation works. Okay, so the first thing is, okay, when actually you make this when you make this quadrilateral become smaller, it's actually still call it enlargement. Just the skew factor, just the value of the skew factor should be between 0 and 1. So the first thing is, for enlargement, you will need to find the center point, and then you will need to find the skew factor. Okay, so let's have a look on how to do this kind of question. So the first thing is, I will need to find the center point first. So in order to find the center point, I will connect the point to point, and then I will connect the point of the image to the point of the object. After I connect the point, I can choose 2 or 3 combination. So I will find one intersection point, that one will be the center point. So let's have a look on the how I connect. Wait for a while. So what I will do here is, yes, I will try to connect the point to the point. So I will use a ruler. I will try to connect Q to the X. Okay, then I will try to connect W to the P. And then I find out both of the line also intersect at this coordinate. So I can try to connect the Z to the S. See is these 2 points will connect at the same point or not? Means they will intersect at the same point or not? So I can try to connect Z to the S, and then I find out all of the line I connect here, all of them intersect at this coordinate, which is A. So this one will be the center point. Okay, so if I want to write my V, so I will say my V is enlargement. Okay, the center I know is AA, so yes. So now you will need to find the skew factor. Okay, but in this case, you do not have any horizontal line or vertical line. So normally, how to find the skew factor is like this. Since you know this is center point, right? Okay, let's say I want to see how actually the center point to the coordinate S, and then I will see how the center point to the coordinate Z, because basically I'm trying to get the same point. Same point for image and the same point for the object. So from the center point, I want to go to the S, basically is 1 and -1. If you learn about translation, from center point to the S, actually is 1 and -1. Okay, so I do a remark here. So from center point to S, basically you can see is 1, -1. Because it move 1 unit to the right hand side and move 1 unit go down. Okay, and then Z is the image of the S. Okay, so what I will do is from center point, basically Z is object, this one is image, yeah, because later you will need to reflect. Anyway, I find from center point to Z first. So from the center point, to Z. So what I will have, which will be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It will be 4 and negative 4. So if I want to find a skew factor, I say skew factor is basically image over object. So I can take one of the length, because I know basically this one, if I multiply 4, I will get the same thing, isn't it? So I will take one of it. Okay, so let's say now this is image, this is object. Image will be 1 and object will be 4. Yeah, if you take the x1, you make sure you take the x1. If you want to take the y1, you will get the same answer. So if I take the y1, this is negative 1 over negative 4. You still get 1 over 4. So this one is the skew factor. Alright, this is how I get the skew factor. So that means if I get 1 over 4, I means the object actually becomes smaller. Then you will get 1 over 4. So in this case, if I want to write describe in full the transformation, so in order to describe in full, I will say V is the enlargement with skew factor 1 over 4 at center A. So this is how I solve this kind of question. So if you got the skew factor 1 over 4, your object actually will become smaller and it will become look like this. Now you have this object, the small one. So now actually this object is exactly the mirror of this one. So you will need to find the reflection line. So in order to find the reflection line, since they are exactly the same, it's very simple. So what you can do is basically you can try to find the distance between them. Do you see this distance between them? From S to D, S basically at 9, D actually at 6, from S to D, S actually at 10, D at 16. So 10 to 16 here actually is 6 unit. So if here will be 6 unit here, you just divide 2, you know the reflection line at 3 and 3. So it's on the middle. So the reflection line is exactly the line of WZ. Okay, or you can say this equation, because actually this equation touch 13, or you can call this equation x equals to 13. Okay, so this is how we find the reflection line. So because you know basically if this is object, this is image, you know S is the image of D. So you just find the object image and then you find the distance, you divide 2, then you can easily get your reflection line. Because for the reflection line, you always need to make sure they are same distance. Like this one, 3 unit here, 3 unit here. So since we know already, so what I will say is I will do U. Oops, sorry. So the U is reflection. U is reflection on the line. You can write x equals to 13, or you can write the name of the line WZ or WZ. Okay, this is how we describe in the full for U and V. Right, I hope actually you can see that. Yeah, so let's have a look on the part 2. So for question part 2, okay, find the area of the shaded region if ABCD is 50. Okay, now in this case, ABCD basically is the image. Okay, now the image is 50. This is image. So basically you will need to find the shaded region. So I will use back the same formula I have. So since in order to find the area of image, we know area of image equals to skew factor square multiply area of object. Okay, so in this case, we know the area of image, which is 50 centimeter square. And then we have our skew factor, which is 1 over 4. So which is 1 over 4 square. Then we can get our area of object. O here actually stands for object. So basically, this is 1 over 16. So 1 over 16, you move to this side, it becomes 16 multiply 50 equals to area of object. So the area of object is going to be 800 centimeter square. Okay, so if I get my area of object is 800, that means the whole thing here is 800, the small one is 50, so we know the shaded region is 750. Okay, so of course you can just do like this, shaded region, or you can say, okay, just write shaded region equals to 800 centimeter square minus 50 centimeter square. So you got 750 centimeter square. Okay, this is how we solve this kind of question. So for this kind of questions, yes, you will need to actually see how actually the transformation go. Okay, so in this case, the first thing is because the question says this is the image and this one is the object. So if you understand, in order to make this object become this image, you have to do the enlargement first. But in this case, the enlargement, I purposely make it become smaller, then it's a little bit different with what you usually learn. So if enlargement, the object actually becomes smaller, just means the skew factor should be between 0 and 1. So if you got the skew factor is between 0 and 1, means actually the enlargement is become smaller. Okay, because a lot of students will think if the skew factor is -2, it means it's become smaller, but this is wrong. Even it's -2 or -3, still means actually the image become bigger. It's just at the opposite direction. So if the image want to become smaller, the skew factor must be between 0 and 1. Okay, means something like 1 over 2, 1 over 3, 1 over 4. Okay, so if you got the skew factor is -2 or -3, it doesn't mean the image becomes smaller. Okay, it just means it's enlarged, but then the object actually will reflect a little bit. I mean in the opposite direction. Okay, yeah, actually you can check out my enlargement video. I think I do explain in the video what is the meaning of negative in the skew factor. Anyways, if you have more questions, please feel free to post a comment below, or you can find me in Facebook. Anyways, thanks for watching.